Hello everyone, Revan619 here. How the devil are you? Looks like we are seeing our first look at the augmentation system. So this article has been released just now by Owlcat, so we're going to quickly go through it and talk a little bit about it. So Flesh is Weak, a first look at the augmentation system. Do you aspire to the purity of the blessed machine, Lord Captain? DLC 3, the Infinite Museion for Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is on its way, and the time has finally come to talk about its key feature, the augmentation system. Now, we better hope this is good, because this is why we're not getting a origin or archetypes. Available through the new void ship compartment, the Sector Bionica. The augmentation system is a brand new layer of character progression that allows you to install powerful cybernetics and bionic implants. Geez, I hope they're working on a new difficulty mode so this doesn't trivialize the game even more. With over 100 augments scattered throughout the game, it will offer you a rich selection of new tactical possibilities, so let's dive in. God, I'm not looking forward to having to remake my entire spreadsheet for 50 plus new builds for every possibility to take into consideration this. I will be creating a separate sheet for that. It'll be a work in progress as DLC drops. For people who want early access, there will be memberships available for that. For everyone else, you're going to have to wait till it's just done, because I don't want to release anything wrong early. So for those of you who know what agile development is, memberships will get to get the iterations, whereas everyone else will just get it for free once it's done. However long that will be, it just depends on how deep we go into it, because like I said, I've got 50 Rogue Trader builds, and I've got up to 4 to 5 some companion variant builds, and we got to rework everything around this. So, the Sector Bionica. So we have some screenshots here, so we've looked like we got ourselves a little operating chair, and ooh, a very nice looking compartment here. I guess this is where our companions are going to get worked on, or the rest of the ship. This place is a brand new medical and augmentation compartment for the Von Valancius void ship that is available anytime to all owners of the Infinite Museion DLC. Here, generator Ferenc, and Vivisector Martinax, God, these names, treat the sick and the wounded, perform surgeries, and compete for the attention of the Lord Captain. Each of them has their own approach and vision for their job, and each will gladly offer the Rogue Trader their advice, knowledge, and of course, augmentation services. Ooh, I wonder if they go different ways. So look at the first one of these, and the second one, ooh, does this one look interesting? So, how do the augments work? Augments are a new special class of item that can be obtained across the Chronos Expanse and implanted into your character. They technically have up to 3 unique effects. A major positive effect that will grant significant advantage, change standard gameplay mechanics, or allow the use of new abilities. An impactful negative effect that works as a counterweight for the positive one and forces you to adapt your tactics around its disadvantage. A trade-off effect that grants a benefit in exchange for a negative effect. Some implants may lack this option. So they're showing off one here, which is the Cerebral Inverter MK Operative. Well, I guess this one's designed for a head slot for operatives. The user's weapon damage is calculated using intelligence instead of strength, and perception instead of weapon skill if those characteristics are higher. The user gains agility times number of perplex stacks, critical hit chance for their melee attacks. Damn, they're trying to make Melee Pascal a thing, huh? Maybe if they reworked operatives so we could actually have some talents for that, that'd be pretty nice. There are 6 basic slots where augments can be placed. Head, 2 slots. So perception systems, augments that affect sight, sound, smell, and substitute for those, usually at the cost of one's own flesh. And nervous system, cranial implants that affect reflexes, mind, and thought. These can be extremely dangerous for the user, yet many are willing to take the risk for their immediate tactical advantage. Torso, internal organs, replace organ augments that provide a variety of global body effects. So we've got hands, main hand augment with a limb that may serve as a specialized tool or weapon. And then we have the offhand augment, so focusing on secondary or utility functions. Then we have leg replacements, replacement augments for the lower limbs that offer a number of mobility options. So over here, we've got some system insertation here. So we've got the skeletal one, the dexterity one. Okay, so this looks like one of the hand ones here. Very interesting. Some placeholder images in off show here. Adeptus Mechanicus and Forgeable characters have additional slots unique to their backgrounds and physiology, so they are reworking the Tech Priest origin and the Forge World Homeworld just a little bit for this new system. Becoming augmented. All augments can be installed through a painful surgery process in Sector Bionica after you obtain them as items. Once implanted, an augment cannot be removed completely, only replaced with a different one. Interesting. Note that not all your companions will agree to this process. Astartes Advanced Biology requires a different approach to achieve both the Rogue Trader Void Ship. The Aldarian Drukhari despise these modifications, and Cassia simply will never allow herself to be touched. Well, Cassia not getting them is understandable. That means a mercenary navigator will probably be more powerful if they can have it. The Aldarian Drukhari again left behind again, and the Astartes, I hope they give Ulfar some new items and gears, because he's already one of the bottom 2 companions with Urilit, so hopefully he gets something. It then says, others, however, will be happy to embrace the Machine God's blessing. So we've got the biomechanical skeletal link. Pascal gains the Machine Spirit Communion ability. Pascal's tech use is increased by, it says +1 there, but over here it says he's getting a +11, so we'll have to see what that scales with. He's also got another node and some augments in the background here. So the Rogue Trader's Monocular, Remote Revitalizer, MK Officer, Relic Augment, and the skeletal link. This is probably going to be one that comes with Pascal, because they're reworking Tech Priest, because it's going to be shared by Pascal and Eogun, so obviously Machine Spirit Companion is going to have to be made separate from that. This is probably going to be his unique implant for being a Tech Priest. Many implants are conviction locked or have effects based on what conviction the user belongs to. That includes your companions. Argent, for example, will never agree to wear anything heretical. All existing companions who prior to the update have augmented body parts in their appearance or story, such as Abelard, Jay, Solomon and Pascal, will also receive them as unique story augments. That's cool. Notably, these will remain available and provide effects even if the player does not own the Infinite Museion. Ooh, so they're adding this system into the base game as well. So, Seneschal Monocular. Positive effect, Abelard deals 5% more damage for each ally still in combat within 3 cells around him. That's pretty cool. Negative effect, Abelard deals 10% less damage at the start of his turn if there are no allied characters in his line of sight. This augment malfunctions whilst Abelard is suffering from concussion. The attacker's critical hit chance against Abelard increases by 15%. Oh, that's very interesting. Some implants may also be purely cosmetic, such as those selected during character generation. So, Ferrum Sanctum. By inserting augments, you boost the character's Ferrum Sanctum, representing their steps on the path to the purity of the blessed machine. So this is kind of being like Reject the Flesh feature was. Each point in Ferrum Sanctum makes the character more susceptible to energy and EMP damage, like Reject the Flesh, but boost the effectiveness of some augments, talents, and abilities that synergize with this stat or target mechanical units. That's cool. Galvanization. Galvanization is a special overdrive mechanic available to certain augments. When out of combat, you may place one of your augments with this feature in a special galvanization slot. In combat, you may choose to activate it, granting a major benefit for 1 round in exchange for penalties in the following round, similar to how some Origins work. So in here, we are seeing a teleport and an attack. Very interesting. It has the Assail image from Dark Heresy as the picture for this ability, which is kind of interesting. And it looks like they've got a Commissar. Is that Soldier Bounty Hunter doing melee? That's such a weird build. Hellcat do love making their weird builds. Are you willing to take the risk, Lord Captains? New talents related to augments. As always with the new options, we're adding a handful of new talents to support the new mechanics. Here's just a few. Energy accumulation. If the user does not move during their turn, they gain 5 times the number of augments installed weapon skill and ballistic skill at the start of the next turn. Gross turn 2 abilities. Lethal precision. Each turn, the first single attack the user makes scores a critical hit and deals 50% more critical damage if the user has an augment in their optical insertion. Oh, that's going to be really good with vital points. Motive Force Overload. After galvanizing an augment, the user gains +2 AP and +3 MP. Man, they really want Melee Pascal to be a thing. These provide you additional tactical flexibility and allow you to synergize the rest of your build with the new augmentation system. What else? We know you're dying to find out more about specific augments available, so here's a couple of more examples to give you an idea of their capabilities. So, Displacement Simulacra. Positive effect. Once per round, when an enemy enters Eogun's melee range, or when Eogun ends his turn adjacent to an enemy, he teleports to a random cell within an 8-cell radius. Eogun is immune to the crippled leg effect. Negative effects. After teleportation, the user must pass an intelligence resistance test with a -20 penalty, or suffer immobilization for 2 rounds. On a successful test, they suffer slowed instead. Interesting. Next one for a heretical follower, Skull Crushers. so musculoskeletal insertion, so the body slot. The user gains Furious Assault ability. Whenever the user uses Furious Assault, they suffer 37 levels of bleeding and immediately suffer an additional instance of damage from this effect. Okay. Very interesting. Are you willing... are you planning which parts your crude biomass you will replace yet? Tell us more in the comments. Praise the Messiah. So this looks very interesting. I am very much looking forward to this, and I can already see that there's going to be a lot of things going on here, such as replacing hand slots. So is one that I've seen that they've got this hook feature. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of options that we're going to have, and obviously I will be covering this on the channel and videos coming up, and I will be running through it on live streams, what I know once the DLC launches on June 11th. Let me know what you're most interested in seeing and who you're most keen to see how their build changes. With the mild operative changes, I am very looking forward to seeing what we'll be able to do with Pascal as well as some other companions, and I just hope that the others who don't get augments don't get left behind in this DLC.